5-goal thriller, what's your initial take on it?
Oh, listen, it's 3 points away from the National League. Thought we controlled the game ever so well in the first half, got a deserved goal, should have scored more. Carl hitting the crossbar, good performance from Carl today. And then you say go and get the next goal, and then let's go and get 4, 5, 6. You get the next goal, create opportunities again, and then the message was half time, play in your position. So my sixes, stay in the centre of the park. I'm not going to divide the pitch into lanes, one lane to 1 to 5, because what sixes should do at 3-0 up on your midfield players, they should play their position. And we beat the goal, we're all open. We're open, everybody's trying to score a goal. There we should be saying, right, my sixes play in lane 4 and lane 2, for instance. If you look at the pitch, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Getting a bit technical here, but that's your position. You see the goal, we've got no sixes in controlling positions. They're chasing the ball back. Shouldn't happen. They're 3-0 up away from home. Should have scored more goals. Then the ricochet, doesn't matter. They've scored. Good finish. And then at half time, do not give away free kicks. Silly free kick to give away. I thought we were too deep. Ball comes in, they score. But then fair play to my boys. They've seen the game out exceptionally well. We should have scored more goals. Credit for them for a comeback. They played 120 minutes on Saturday, 90 in the week. And we've come here and we've won a game of football. And I just said to him, smile, be happy. 3 points away in the National League, puts us third in the table, little old Forest Green. With some huge clubs up there, who might not think we might challenge them. I tell you what, we're not going away.
There's some different goals. The first one I thought was really well worked in terms of the pressing, wasn't it? Yes, they gave the ball to you, but the way you worked, Jayden Clark pushing so hard, it must have been quite satisfying to see that work out.
We didn't press enough. They were giving us chances. I understand teams wanted to play out, but when your players keep giving you the ball away, surely you've got to go longer. I thought they did that in the second half. But I said to them, go and get after them. The nearest player sprint towards the ball, and if you do your job and your mate's not following up, I'll have a go at your mate. Obviously I couldn't have a go because I was in the stand sitting next to my owner, but again, they kept giving us the ball. Press higher, that's what we are. Press high, be relentless, because at half time I said we got 5 subs to come on just to do that also. So again, I'm delighted. It's a huge win for us. I've said it, these are the places you've got to come, and subconsciously everybody thinks Forest Green going to Aldershot, be lots of goals in the games, 3-0 up, but the 3-2 character, seeing the game out really well at the end.
And the second was a really satisfying goal. I don't know how far you have to rewind back to see where you started possession, building up from the back, the goalkeeper and Innes and Bunker and Mendy in the middle. Again, a really satisfying goal for you to watch.
Every goal is satisfying. I don't care if it goes off somebody's knee. Every goal that goes in the back of the opposition net, I don't care. It's always satisfying. So again, we're in a good position. We're strong. We're fit. I thought the keeper commanded his goal well today. Thought that Ryan won some good headers. Ryan's been called up by Trinidad. So the call coming late on Thursday or Friday, so he's got a decision to make. They've got a game on Thursday, which means he might miss 2 games if the boy decides to go. So if he goes, we wish him well. I've said to him, to play for your country is amazing. I'm not going to say to you don't go, because who am I if it was my son, what would I do? So he's been called up. He's got to make a decision. If he goes, he'll miss Tamworth and Gateshead, which will be a blow. But I'm going to support him whatever. If he decides to stay, but if he stays, he can play for us, because they didn't give us 15 days notice. I'm led to believe that is the rule. I might be mistaken. And if he goes, we'll wish him all the best and see if he can qualify for a World Cup.
Tricky one for you to do. What's your advice to him? Stay or go?
No, I'm not going to do that. It's not for me to say. He's an individual. The boy's in a difficult situation because he knows how relentless this team is. We could win the next 10 games. But he's also got a chance to go and represent his country against Jamaica, possibly qualify for a World Cup. It's a real difficult decision for him, but whichever one he does, I'll support him, because it's unfair of me to say, do this or do that. It's got to be down to the individual, and if he stays, I'll support him, and if he goes, I'll support him.
Junior Abu did really well on the left-hand side for that third goal. I think also the fact he's not got his early yellow, I guess it's more part of his development to be on that early yellow card and not do anything silly with it.
We work hard as a team. Some individuals have to work harder. We've won a game of football, but when I look at the data and when I look at the output and the number of high sprint runs and recoveries, I don't think we were at us today. So we've scored 3 goals, again away from home, but we can be better. This team can be better, but I'm not going to be too negative, because we've won a game and it's a great win. Subconsciously, people come in here think we'll beat Aldershot. It doesn't work out like that. And when we're 3-0 up, you've got to go and get 4, 5 and 6, or manage the game. So my centre half should be saying to my sixes, and stay in your position. My sixes should be saying to Harry Whitwell, drop in. You're just seeing a little bit of pressure. Keeping our shape. They're not hurting us. Play in front of us. Go in controlling positions, not chasing back. So we'll learn from that. I'll learn from that. But it's hard when you're up there. I thought Dan, the two Dans, Dan Watson, Dan O'Connor and John McMahon managed the team really well. Proud of them. But I know they can do that. So, big credit to them today for having the manager in the stands, sitting next to Mark and my own, Dale and Claire. They might have a few knocks the way I'm throwing my elbows and shouting, but listen, it was good fun, and they're great people.
And credit for those 229 Forest Green fans who left at goodness knows what time this morning.
Yeah, again, I apologise if they listen to this on the way home. I don't know if you can get Radio Gloucestershire here, I don't know. I want to apologise that I couldn't go at the end. Brilliant support once again, I know that. They've got a football team they can be proud of. They've got a young, energetic side with hunger, with desire. We've got players who want to get better and players who want to make mistakes and can make mistakes in my team. So great shout out to them again. I do on social media, safe travels to all our fans, and I retweet a few of them. It means a lot. The fan engagement is wonderful. Brilliant turnout again. And little old Forest Green are still up there.
Tamworth on Tuesday night. Do you start planning now? Have you already started planning previously? Have you looked at that game yet?
Well, we planned because we'll be more. I went to watch them. They're a very effective side. We know what they're all about. They've got the long throw, the set pieces, but they've got some very outstanding players. Some got pace in the team. It's going to be a physical test. That's why it would be nice to have Ryan, but if he doesn't, we've got options. We've got such a strong squad, but I believe we can beat them. They're doing exceptionally well in the National League. They've got a brilliant manager. I think they're still part-time. I don't know. I might be wrong, but if they are. What a job that Andy's done, the manager and his whole staff. We know it's going to be tough. They beat my team, Macclesfield, last year in the FA Cup. They were the favourites, but we're the favourites to win at home. The service will be amazing. We're going to have to stand up to the physical challenge, but I know we can hurt them down the sides or with our pace, with athleticism, but they can hurt us in what they do. And I've got nothing against it. They're very effective at what they do. And why wouldn't they do that? If we had, players like them, we'd do the same, to win games of football. It doesn't matter how you win. If you've got an effective way of playing, like we have, it'd be two different styles of football, but both effective in their own right. And, let's see which one comes out on top.
You brought in Harry Stead, a bit of stability leading into Tamworth as well. And he commanded his box really well against Aldershot, something you'd, I guess, quite happy to see after just spending a day or two with the lads.
Yeah, brilliant. And again, the deal happened very quickly. Thank you to all my staff and Dale for putting the faith in us up once again. I'm sure he's going to have to come under a lot more pressure from crosses. I want my goalkeeper to be brave against some comfort stuff. Second balls is going to be key in that game. Not the first contact, it's the second and third contacts, which they're probably more dangerous. So looking forward to it. 2 home games to come. What was that, 10 wins now in the league? It's only 2 defeats in 17. Again, we should have more points. We should be top of the table. We're not. And we've played better. But I look at games in halves. So the last 4 games, we've been a better team for 6 halves. Luton first half, we went. And today, second half, we went. So the last 4 games, 6 halves, we've been the best. Our XG, I don't know what, I know Tom's here, our XG differential today would have been huge, I believe. So, we've got to keep pushing that. Got to take more chances. But I'm delighted. I've just said to the boys, get the music on, enjoy it, have a nice night with your family, enjoy it tomorrow, and come in, buzzing, ready to play at home in front of amazing fans on a brilliant surface, under the lights at the new lawn. Wow, brilliant. Can't wait.
Finally, no Christian Doidge in the matchday squad today. I know it's a player which the fans like to see him in and involved. Is there a way back into the team for him?
Always a way back in for any of my players. But the way Douse performed at Luton and Temi, physical presence, and I play one up. So those two at the minute, it's up to Doidge, who is a brilliant professional, works extremely hard, as do all the players who aren't in the squad in training. It's up to them to get back into my squad. There might be options for them to leave. The ones who aren't in the 19, 20, 22, it's down to them. And if they don't feel they can get, in my squad, and we can help facilitate a move away, whether that be a loan or a permanent, we're more than happy to do so, because for me, it's all about playing. It's all about playing. But Doidge's been an ultimate professional, great around the dressing room, But right now, Deutsch took his chance. Deutsch done well for 60 minutes. His sprint distances were high, so obviously that's why we took him off at 60, because we don't want him to get another hamstring injury. Temi, come on, he can hold the ball up better. But you can see when he comes in this corner, that's what he's got to do. Use his physical presence, get in the box. So again, for all my players who aren't in the squad, there is always a way back. Look at Longy. Longy, was out of the picture. Come on against Carlisle, but now Trey's back and knows who can play right back. That's the way I want to play. That with that intensity and dynamism in the wide area. So, but again, to answer your question, Doige is a great professional. Been great with me. Been great with the new players, and he's a huge part of the squad. But he's at this minute in time, he's not in it. But he works extremely hard.
Well, thank you very much. Well done today.